Hi, Mom.
Oh, you missed the best 5
right.
minutes of the show right there.
Yes, Mom, they are. And my values are the exact same.
I don't know. I don't think mine are. Because I feel like you can sit in a room somewhere and learn a bunch of information, but there's only so much stuff that someone could say during, you know, one of those breakout sessions or something when you're at like a lunch and learn or you're at...
Of course, our good friends at Steph's Bookkeeping, great ribbon.
Getting distracted and just tell your story.
And we sent them flying.
Hey, welcome.
Oh, snap.
And we're live.
And
Welcome into In the Know with Steph and Joe. Playing the part of Steph today is Robert Clark.
Hi, I'm Steph.
Wow, you've been smoking, Steph.
Holy crap, Steph. What are you? What are you, 70 years old and a smoker?
Hi, Steph. Got the throat of an angel.
All right, let's not make too much fun. She's making business happen right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doing good stuff. And of course, you know, at Steph's Bookkeeping, tax time is very busy time. And of course, the restoration won't carry. If it's moldy, if it's smoky, if your pipes have frozen, they're going to come in and clean it all up.
Hopefully they're thawing right now.
Yeah.
Do you guys take care of the drip?
Yes.
And if you need
much drip.
If you need to clean the scene, call Joe.
Thank you. Too soon?
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Is this thing on?
Is this on? We're here.
It doesn't matter. You could be.
What do I do with my hands?
Speaking of the drip, what do I do with my hands?
Right.
All right. Here we are to talk about event coordinating, event planning, right?
Yeah.
Some of us have done it more than others. I thought, Kent, you would have done it a little bit more. I really love the idea of bringing Robert in because he's been part of some major ones, both in the side stuff and in the deep thick of it, right? You have done, you've been thick in the deepness.
Today's cold outside, but other times
I can hit the rim today, but sorry.
It's a good shot.
Is that kid still around?
Yeah.
He is? Okay. He can't hear us, can he?
No.
Okay, good.
Not unless he's listening, and thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you. So we want to talk today about all aspects of event planning, coordinating, whatever you want to call it, right? Because right now, let's face it, as a business, or if you're in some kind of a group, a networking coalition, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. But if you're in something where you're starting to think about, okay, we want to do this in the summer, you actually should start planning about it now. Many of
or last summer.
Wow. Many of the large events, large events that go on are done. Yes, you're right. Last summer, you're planning for the next year. Right. So I have a few questions for you because you've been part of them. Now, can you give us a little background on what you've been part of? And then, Kent, I want to hear your background as well, because I know I'm the least.
Yeah. But first, it is Robert Clark from
Above Par Construction.
We should probably
for all your
introduce him.
construction needs, exceeding expectations.
He was on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I know, but in case somebody's brand new to the show.
That's true. Today. How do people get a hold of you?
They can text me or go to aboveparconstruction.com. You can contact us there or 224-423-6941 is the cell phone.
Yeah, love it.
Dang.
I'm like, still on through my hands.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my forever thing.
You want me to give you some?
We need to clean the scene.
Call Joe. Okay.
It's
Let's start with give us your background on what you have done for large events. Many of our listeners know, but briefly describe the events that you partake in.
It's not really what I've done. It's just the correlation of everybody involved, especially the community in these events.
Hey, don't be humble.
Fiesta
What have you been
days,
part of, and what do you do?
The Eiffel Tower.
Okay.
For Fiesta days, I'm on the planning committee. I've been on that for a couple of years. The murder mystery. I assist in the wine walks in McHenry. This year, kind of excited. We're bringing back Venetian night to Fox Lake. That'll be August 23rd. So that's something that we're deep in because we're trying to recreate something that kind of
used to be.
Yes.
So these are big community events. This isn't like your Boy Scout den mother thing.
I was going to ask, how many people does this draw?
It varies. I mean, you go with something like Rise Up, I want to say sometimes 8,000 people for a night for one show, doing 3 shows in a row. I don't know the exact number, but using those, anywhere from 18 to 20,000.
It was a freaking lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
A lot of people with smiles on their faces. So that was really, that's why.
We'll get into that.
Yes.
We'll get into that.
Other than that, there's a lot of other small local events, the wine walks, murder mystery.
And when he says small, many people think small is like you said, den mothers of like a couple dozen, 3, 4, 5 dozen, maybe at most. When you say small, Robert's talking like 350, 400 people.
Right.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the den mothers. Let's go back to the den mothers.
You tripped me up on den mothers.
I didn't realize what we were doing here.
What do you think it was?
I thought maybe it is. You're just trying to scratch it.
Snuffleupagus.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been part of some major events, and again, I'm gonna say he's being humble because
Truly,
Rise Up, you were in charge of all security.
I guess in essence, yes.
Don't be humble. You were in charge of all security.
of how many
security
volunteers?
people were there for one day, max?
I would say 18 to 25 on a daily basis.
On a daily basis,
yes.
3 days.
And we were handling 8,000, 6,000.
A lot of people.
Plus,
For a couple of the nights, or 1 or 2 of the nights, and then it was 4,000 or 5,000 for the other nights, and everything was running through
this guy.
Yours.
No, it was. I mean, there's a lot more involved.
Hey, stop it!
So true. Right?
This is so humble. Hey, I'm saying no. It wasn't just me. There were other people. Yeah.
So, how many hours went into planning something like that?
Just for that part of that.
Just for that part.
Mm-hmm.
So between Adam, Rush, and I would say, in the meeting with Wayne, probably. I couldn't even count. I mean, there were text messages, phone calls at night, just middle of the day, just random meetings.
How many months worth?
The year.
I mean,
So
it was
the year prep. He's already prepping.
And so I think that's important because if you're going to put on a garage sale, you whip it together in a week. When you're putting on an event and coordinating it, to your point, you said, you should have been talking about this summer last year,
right
already.
Yeah.
Right.
There's many events that you do that for. Yeah.
Right. On the security end of things, we won't discuss because it's hard to get volunteers 8 months in advance. But Wayne has been working diligently on the event since the day it ended in September last year.
Yeah. They announced it during the event last year. Here's the dates for next year.
A lot going into it this
year. Well,
whole change of venue.
Yeah, they're rearranging where the stage is going to be. It's going to be fucking amazing, though. I mean,
that's a lot that goes into it. Okay, get into some of my questions. What is, and I think this is a good start to it. We kind of talked a little bit about our backgrounds and where we're, well, you didn't really say anything about yours.
Kent, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
go ahead about your background.
So because of my, because I have a face for radio, I get to
And a voice for miming.
ASMR.
Yes.
Yes, that's it. Oh, that's not applause. It's just not applause.
Some vapor rub.
So I volunteered a few years on the security side of things at the Rise Up, which now McHenry Music Fest, I believe.
And thank you for that.
And but what I get to enjoy a lot is being the MC of events and running and keeping everything on time. Whether it's a fundraiser, whether it's a gala, whether it's auction. I'm not a fast auctioneer, but I've helped raise over $500,000 for local charities over the last probably 10 years. So
by being the MC.
Yeah.
Now, when you do these events, do you just show up and
yeah, no.
What's your prep? Like, are you given the timeline? Because like you, I am a minister.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I always tell the bride and the groom, hey, do you have anything you want laid out for timing?
Right.
Because that's important.
It's very important.
And I need to know this.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, with the event coordinators, we'll meet probably 3 months before, a good solid 3 months before, and really have the timeline. And they usually put it together and give it to me. And then that's where we get together and I go, okay, this is not enough. Or do you want me to go in here and do this? And they're like, and then it grows. And in that 3 months it works. And there's several times where we leave a table and then we get a text or an email or a call and go, hey, I thought about it. Let's move that out of there and let's do this. And and then, of course, in live events, nothing ever goes as planned or on the timeline. So there are times where the event coordinator runs up to me and like, hey, you got to fill
7 minutes. And you're like, do I play Freebird 3 times?
Right. We're not quite ready. So you have to be, you have to have some stories. And that's the other thing as an MC is I'm talking with people in the, in the company, in the charity, whatever, getting stories, getting things that keep people tuned into what's happening. Otherwise the free alcohol and,
You're really good though at gathering your intel and specializing into what the crowd is.
Yes.
Right? Like you could take what
you
people
read the room.
Yeah, I try. Yeah. Thank you.
No, you do.
Yeah.
You don't try. You do it.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
successful.
You're welcome.
You succeeded.
Yeah,
Not just trying it.
yeah.
I'm a very slow reader.
ASMR.
Esmer. All right. What's the biggest rookie mistake people make when planning an event? Because we've all made it.
Yes.
Right? We've all made a rookie mistake. What do you think is one of the biggest rookie, or I guess the most detrimental rookie mistake? And to me, I'm going to throw out the first one being not the right or enough amount of food.
That is huge.
I mean, if you don't, and when I say the right amount or enough or the right type of food, right?
Right.
Know your crowd, know who's coming. You need enough food. It needs to be the right type of food. Never too little food.
You're right.
But people leave.
Or people leave.
I mean, if you're a good enough host and you got enough stuff going, people have enough food to like satisfy themselves, but they're going to leave earlier than they would have stayed had they been fully satisfied. All I'm saying is Yeah, if you have food and
So
it's
true.
just not enough, and I eat, everybody eats, and the food's gone, but we're all still kind of got,
Or it's mastacholi. You know,
what's wrong with mastacholi?
That seems like the
Okay, type
it
of food.
seems
Type
like
of
the
food.
type
Yeah,
of
you
food,
type
right?
of food.
I mean,
Finger
So
food. You need finger
put it
food.
in a pan
you
and
need,
then just put 10 pans out and everybody
set it out there with
Yeah.
like literally like
Co-
four
COVID
toothpicks,
chili.
Right.
four
And
toothpicks,
garlic bread.
COVID chili and garlic bread.
Gotta have the garlic bread.
You gotta have the garlic bread. I mean,
No, I'm
that's
hungry.
just a sin.
Right. I agree. Food, number one, because especially with a lot of events, you're going to have spirits, and you want them to not have to put down.
What if you don't bring spirits?
That's another one, right? Or it's not an open bar, or
Even if it's not okay, if it's not an open bar, know your company.
right.
If your company can't afford a non-open bar, then by golly, you need an open bar so they can enjoy themselves. But if you go to an event and you have to pay for yourself, I'm not butthurt about that. I'm still gonna go and enjoy myself.
Right.
Like that doesn't change anything.
You
to
can
me.
enjoy yourself anywhere, Joe.
I have enjoyed myself.
I will enjoy myself
About
all
3
over.
seconds ago, actually.
All
I
over you.
ASMR'd all over.
Boy, I'm tired.
So what did we learn today, Robert? ASMR.
The other is the improper space.
Yes.
That's, I think, is the biggest one. It's either too big or too small.
I don't think you can't have too big.
Well,
Can't have
sometimes.
too small.
Well, sometimes.
You can't.
I mean, sometimes. Because if you have set up 40 tables and you're only going to fill 20, then it looks like half the people didn't show up. So
Right.
it's too big, right? But at the same time, if you only have 20 and you need 40, then you're scrambling, and it's
I don't know.
not a real good event.
I'm A-okay with too many tables and it looks empty because I guess I really don't care. I'd rather people, if they want to spread out and go sit on the other side of the room and be away, they are allowed to do so. The party will be on, as it always is, on one side of the room. The party, no matter how big you make your room, if it's supposed to fit 40 people and you have 40 people, you know that 30 of them are going to be crammed into one corner.
A lot of times.
It really doesn't matter. So to me, I'm okay going bigger because no matter what, most of the crowd's going to just cram into one spot.
So there's a rule of thumb that you want to have 75% of the chairs filled.
Right.
That looks full. You can have 75%
For the looks.
For the looks, right? Because in reality, you hope it's not a one and done, and you want people to come back.
Right.
Right. So if they go, oh my God, nobody showed up to that last year, they're not going to buy a ticket for the next one. Right. I'll just support them online. Whatever.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
So
and you're talking about with regards to like something that you go and pay for, or your
a gala
or
something
style.
or something like that. We're not talking like a birthday party or right.
I think I planned that one very well.
You have like 4 seats in your house, so everything looked full.
Don't forget the 2 milk crates.
They're holding up my TV.
Yeah.
No, that was the vagina block. Oh, sorry.
Is this thing on?
Sorry, my bad. Is this on?
That is a company south of. They create vagina blocks.
I meant Virginia blocks. The Virginia.
The R was
block.
silent.
Yes. Sorry, I sometimes skip those in my verbiage. All right. Okay.
Carry on.
Yeah. All right. Have you ever seen an event go so wrong that you just had to sit back and enjoy the chaos? And I think you probably have stories.
Yeah.
So I want to hear what you have to say first, so that way you don't have to follow him.
No, honestly, I haven't. I feel that
knock on wood, because doing the security at Rise Up, Thank God nothing went really bad. I mean,
Right.
the things that went bad, we
we
all laughed about after.
They weren't detrimental.
No, they were not. They were crazy Karen. They were Karens.
The only thing that
Yeah.
I've really experienced is weather, inclement weather. You know, that tends to kind of fuck everything up, and you know, people get upset. How am I going to get my money back? And it's not, unfortunately, in an event at large scale, it's not like we can be like, hey, we're not going to pay you because it rained.
You're
we still
thinking
have
of
to pay everything.
You're thinking of the bad people. Now, when it comes to bad weather, for me, I still am okay with it. If it's raining cats and dogs, I'm gonna be like, should somebody pace the field and see if there's any sharp objects, and let's go sliding, right? Like, I'm open to having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to go sliding down a hill in the mud and have a blast when it comes to that kind of stuff, right? Like,
right. Well, I mean, if there's lightning within 10 miles, the show has to stop.
Then I'm not swinging a golf club.
Right.
You're right.
It might be 8 miles, but there's a distance of parameter.
Yeah. Well, you're thinking again, big storms,
Big
right? Or big events, big giant events. Right. Lots of liability on the crowd.
Yes.
I'm thinking more of myself of like a pig roast for a wedding.
Or a neighbor trying to bark.
I mean, could be. Dude, at one of his events, his neighbor almost slid off a cliff in a car because they tried to come in, and they came in hot down the hill. It was icy. They still came in hot.
Oh, yeah.
And he or she slid right through. They're
just hanging.
Just literally was like on the precipice of dropping off.
Precipice. Damn it. That was so Gregorian of you.
Careful, don't run into the machinery.
I'm not running into anything. I just love that you love my languages.
But carry on.
Yes. So on the precipice. And the whole time we're all standing over here, everybody at his party, we're all standing across the street looking, going, ooh, oh man, that looks bad.
Should we? Oh yeah, it sucks for them.
Are we going? Man, that sucks for them. No, we're not going. We're not going. And then they finally walk over, and I'm just standing there going like, nope. And finally they go, we're going to pull it out with this car. And I went, all right, fine. Time out. Stop. I'll do it.
The first thought was to actually just
drive
over.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
they wanted to drive it off the cliff and ride it down. As soon as they said that, I went, nope, stop.
Now, he says cliff like it's the Pacific Coast Highway, and we're looking, 80 feet down, but it's probably a 20-foot drop because it's on a hill. But the bottom of it,
cliff.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot drop.
Yeah.
All right, here's the deal. That's
2 stories up.
It was a brick retainer wall that dropped about that.
Yeah.
And then it was like a 45-degree angle of a hill.
That would not have ended well.
No. But we were doing shots. I'm like, yeah, do it, go, yeah, do something.
They're like, you guys know a tow truck? We're like, yeah, there's a couple up the street. Here's their number.
And we've got both of our trucks right in my driveway.
It's in my truck.
Robert's like, listen, if you got to punch it, don't let off.
Yeah.
Don't give it a little and just go lightly.
All gas, no brakes.
So, you ever watch the Chaos? Back to my question. You ever watch the Chaos? We did for a bit.
Oh, man.
That was one of my favorites. So, literally, we sat there and watched for a minute, and we're like, oh, come on, do it. And then they were like, we're going to ride it off. We went, all right, stop. Stop. You're going to fuck everything up. And we pulled them out.
You did, yeah.
And we pulled them out. There's a certain point you have to hit timeout.
Yeah, I've been part of events where the microphone doesn't work,
right,
or it's cutting in or out, or
sounds shitty,
and then you got to use your voice. You got to be like, hey,
I have no problem with that.
I've also I was just part of an event on Tuesday at the college. It was sophomore night, and I had written up nice things about the sophomores, stats, all this good stuff, and I was ready to like, all right, let me get up there. I'll read, these are my players. But they wanted the PA announcer, and he did absolutely zero work on these ladies. Didn't read anything before. So it was terrible.
So he was like a robot.
Yeah. Reading. Yeah. Right. So last night we're at a different college and they're having their sophomore. They've got a DJ and the coach gets up and it's nice. And my ladies look down the bench at me and go,
the book.
Yeah. And I'm like,
I mean,
right?
I can't stop it.
Right. Because I'm not the boss there. Right. And who created the event said, nope, the PA Jim's going to take care of it. Right. And so it came off. I mean, it wasn't as good as what I would have intended it to be.
Totally.
Or meaningful.
Totally.
As I would have intended it to
Right.
be. And for that, I feel bad, you only get this honor once, and that's tough. And kind of, you sit there and watch the chaos and go,
knowing that it's not
right.
difficult or not. I mean,
right.
It's not
it could
hard.
Be, it
no,
no.
I can pull this little
right.
car off the cliff so quick. You could stop that.
Right. So to the point,
this shit from happening.
I had to have all that information in to the athletic department 2 weeks in advance. So I did. So you had people had ample of time,
right,
to figure that out,
to read it, rehearse it, all that good stuff, get an idea of the meaning behind it.
Have you expressed your differences?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, can't.
Yeah. I mean, I asked that thinking like, come on, he has to. Right?
Yeah. And then like my wife, Alice, put together this beautiful blanket, and she sewed on, their uniform onto this blanket for these women to have for the rest of their life, or however long they keep blankets. Right? Women love blankets. And at the end, he wasn't even going to give my wife. She put hours into this thing. Right. And he wasn't even going to give her props. I had to walk over there and be like, hey, you might want to just give Alice Jones a big shout out for doing my wife appreciated it. But I'm like,
bro. That was like
Shonk. Yeah.
So we've all been part of some royal disasters.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mine were mostly relationships, but anyway,
we know.
Yeah,
don't worry, we know.
Right.
Let's talk getting people to show up. Not big giant events, because you get.
Are we talking volunteers or attendees?
Let's touch on both of them.
All right, yeah. So big giant event. Right? Where you get a headliner superstar. People are going to show up just because you have
next on stage, right. Joe Turner.
Well, relatively, no. So we'll talk getting volunteers or people for Rise Up, where you have people that are drawn to it just because, or if you're throwing your own event where it's maybe like a something local where it's a networking event type deal, right? And you want new people to show up. How do you get people to show up?
You have to, one, you want to know your audience, who you're looking for, your demographics. Yes. Like with the buzz, which I don't know if you saw, we're bringing that back.
Good.
That's going to be focused on 40 plus business owners who are 40 and over.
You're going against the YPs?
Yeah.
I'm in.
McHenry's Next has nothing on us.
Yeah, bitches. I'm in.
I'm kidding.
Sorry. So for something like that, sorry, Joe Turner says he's sorry. You want to have something that you want to be interactive. You don't want it to sit where, here's my card. Can we do business together? That's kind of the whole premise of it. We want it to be, here's my card. If you need me in the future, call me. But now let me get to know you. Let's do something interactive that we can we get know each other on more of a friendly level than just a stuffy speed dating for businesses type of thing. So
yeah, I agree with you.
So that's where I'm going on the events that we're planning for the Buzz. One that we just talked about yesterday is a beach fire. So in July, I think we're going to do July 31st at Fish Lake Beach. We're going to have a bonfire on the beach.
Oh, nice.
And everybody can just come, hang out, have a few drinks, listen to music, and just hang.
That'll be a blast.
Yeah, it is something different. It's something we can all do. We can bring kayaks out there. We can. I'm not trying to plug the Buzz right now, but
you kind of are.
Yeah,
really?
216
Hard.
minutes.
It's not a little.
I'm ASMRing it.
You kind of are.
Yep, you got it, Derek. The widget maker
That's right, Derek. Hey,
The
that's
Joe
ASMR
Turner
too.
The Joe Turner 2000
That's right.
widget maker.
That's right.
So, in my opinion, as far as planning, it's creating something that is going to excite the audience that you're looking for, and the demographics that you're looking for.
Okay, I went to a axe throwing event last night. It was for dudes. Dudes, the mans. Yep. Exactly. Hops and hustle.
Yes.
And it was totally geared towards the guys.
Right.
Axe throwing, come out, have a beer, whatever. There's pizza there. Yeah. Actually, you stop here.
Yeah.
The guy actually tells you have to follow through. You let go here.
Yeah.
But you follow through.
Like a golf swing. Well, we can digress.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Well, anyway. But so knowing your crowd really is a big thing. When we've done our open houses at Restoration One, we did.
You have good events there.
We throw. We know that we're going to have every single type of human out there.
Right.
We have everybody. Right. One of the things that we know brings people out or keeps people there longer, obviously you got to promote it. That brings people out. If you're cool enough, talk to the right people. I mean,
I like how you looked at me and you said cool enough.
Cool enough and talk to the right people. Cool enough, talk to the right people. You're going to get enough that are going to show up. It's getting them to stay there long enough, right?
Can I just jump in on something?
Yeah.
The other thing to consider is variety. You don't want the same 12 people at the same event over. You don't want it to get stale. If it is stale, people will just be like, "Oh, fuck that! That was the same 12 people I've got."
That's date night for some.
I mean, whatever. That's why
Your pineapples are upside down.
Let's go out and get a. Hey, looks like.
That's why I go home and just ASMR by myself.
Yeah, that's it.
But on that, yeah, you have to keep it interesting and not doing the same thing over and over again. Molly,
yeah.
And that's where we like to space ours out, because a lot of people, I think, when you get the over and over again, it's because you're doing it too frequently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think do you guys have like a number? You're like, hey, if we get 20 or if we get 40.
Oh, a success number.
Yeah.
This means it's successful.
Yeah.
It depends on the event, but yes.
Yeah.
Almost always, yes.
Because I think that's important too, because there will be people like, oh man, like rise up, hey, if we get 3,500 people, it's successful, and all of a sudden 8,000 show up, and you're like, holy, yeah, that's a really good success, right?
We just blew success out of the water.
Right.
Well,
right.
and I think it's a little. Sorry, go ahead.
No.
I think it's a little different for something like that, because with Rise Up, and the tickets are going on sale Monday for this. The event is coming September, so I think we kind of know ahead of time, and that success is gauged as progression goes to, hey, we're low on sales. We need to bump this up. Hey, whatever it might be. So we can adjust. Whereas something that you're playing, hoping certain people come, because even on Facebook, I get the notifications all the time. Hey, this event. And I'm just like going, pops up in my calendar. Yeah. Might be busy, might not. So you really don't know what.
Well, you're one of those people?
I am that person. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know this about you.
You may not feel like I don't want to go tonight.
Or if I have a busy day, you don't, the industry we're in, we don't plan our days. I mean, you do, because
because I don't do anything.
Yeah, well, I didn't say that.
Because you just did with your eyes.
No, it's interesting.
You just ASMR'd me with your eyes.
We did. It might be the glare off the glasses.
I think that's what.
Yeah, maybe you should take those suckers off. Make you look old.
No, they don't. They look good. Those are good ones.
Yeah, I know they're all right. He's cute no matter
Mr.
what.
Magoo.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Magoo.
Ken, did I interrupt you on where you were going with your point?
No, I think how to get people there is the events I've always been at, we've kind of had a target number,
Right.
you know, and like if it's not a charity fundraiser, if it's something like you're doing over at Restoration One, you know, hey, we're going to have food trucks, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, you know, it's successful if we get 150 people.
Right.
If we fall short at 100, we're gonna eat some of this money or whatever. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So when you kind of have that target, I think that's, to your point, is sales are low, or we haven't got enough RSVPs. Everybody
Let's
needs to go
push
out,
it.
shake hands, call your grandmother. You know, we gotta get people there.
Get some invites.
Yeah. But the other thing is knowing your audience, but also your excitement about it. Right. If I'm not excited, oh, hey man, we got a thing over Restoration One coming up next weekend. You know, be good to see you.
If you want to come,
yeah, whatever, you know. But if you're like, man, this is like the third annual. This is, man, we're tipping it out again, and we're gonna flood an RV this time, or you know, whatever.
Yes.
The people, especially with your two personalities, they're gonna get drawn to that.
Gravitate.
Right? Yeah, they're gonna
us.
gravitate to it and be like, no matter what, I don't care if I have a bad day, I got to get over there at least for a half hour.
I know, I got to check it out.
Yeah.
But,
Party at the Moon Pound.
Yeah,
Moon
if all
Pound.
you're doing is just sharing a Facebook link, you're like, oh, yeah, come, everybody's this Friday.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I like that output.
And thing is too, expectations. You know, you have to have realistic expectations for a lot of these things.
Yeah.
Like go ahead.
I was going to say the first one's always, you know, the people that go to everything and they're testing it out. And then the next year you do it again. And everybody that was there last year that goes to everything says, oh yeah, no, that was a great event. I'm going again.
And I think,
and then they get 2 or 3 more people.
And I think themes are important too. I'm not trying to bring it back to my birthday party again, but we had a 70s theme. Everybody they were excited. You know, I hyped it up too, but they were excited to come in whatever it was that they were. Mine was obviously the best outfit just because I'm me, but they were excited to come there. You were a woodshop teacher.
That was the best.
So
wait, mine was the best.
So wait, everybody was 70 years old?
No, 70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was gregarious as fuck.
Several people show up and
they all look 70 years old.
Adult diapers.
There was there one certain person there that just looked 70? No. Nope.
Derek
no, but
he's-
that's a great
Derek says
idea. I
he's one of
should have
those
came
people,
as an
too.
old
I hope
man.
he's not talking about the 70-year-old.
No, he's talking about one of those people that is going all the time.
Yeah. I loved your party. I thought it was
See, and again, I'm not looking for
gregarious as fuck.
Right.
Precipice, gregarious.
Gregarious.
Gregarious. You know, I think
you guys got to learn the English language better.
No, we don't need to learn a thesaurus.
Right.
It's not a thesaurus. It's the fucking Webster Dictionary.
I don't read.
I can't read.
I don't read the dictionary. I just
Uncle Pete used to do that for fun.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he really?
Really?
He would.
My dad.
He would just read. He'd open up and read 2 pages of the dictionary.
My
That's
dad
what he
paid
did.
me $100 to read one of the Encyclopedia Britannicas we had, so I did.
I'd do it for 100.
That guy knew how to plan an event.
Oh yeah. Uncle Pete. God bless his soul.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah.
If you could only spend money or time on one thing in an event, what would it be and why? And the reason I ask this is because when we go to these McHenry events, there's always one thing at the event that is extremely nicely done. And that usually is the one thing that Robert made.
You talking about
the boombox for the gala, right?
The
wave from the gala, right? There's always something that Robert makes, and I'm like, dude, how much time did you spend on this, right? And it was an extra.
I did in my free time.
Every Thursday.
I
for 3
do it
months.
while I'm jacking off. I got tons of time.
ASMR.
I got tons of time. I got tons of time.
So what you're saying is one thing that
What would you spend? I mean, I kind of know what you would do. Like for me, if I could spend all the time in all my money or all my time that I'm going to devote to a party, I would spend it on making sure the food is right. That's what I would do.
That I find is important, but you see every time I do something, I have food for months afterwards, and people bring food. I think
hours,
in drinking beers and having a good time. I don't think that the food is important. I think the theme and the entertainment of the event is crucial to any event, because if you don't have that theme, whether it's an entertainment, a band or a DJ, if it's entertaining, that's going to keep the people going more than food will. If it's quiet as fuck in there, but everybody's got a great fucking little cocktail wiener. I don't know why I went with that, but
because you love the little
cold outside.
Yeah, because it's cold outside. or potatoes. If you had a dead ass party with the best
potato salad,
potato skins.
Oh, okay.
But the best food, I feel that is not where you should put
I don't know,
the money or time.
I feel like people that I will always find something to do at a party. I will make up a goddamn activity.
You are.
So I'm not worried about activities because I can make one. Right. Well, or any party I'm at. So for me, the bigger thing is making sure the food is right. And I know going to your parties, I never have to worry about the food.
But I don't want to keep using my parties for these. Let's just talk in general.
I'm the guy who will give my time to serve, right? So my nephew got married.
That too.
My nephew got married. Right. It was a cool event space, but they had like one bartender, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm there with my family, extended family, everything's going on, and I go back and I just...
What the actual
ASMR was that?
Jeez Louise, put it on silent. Can you ASMR us right now?
I'm just going to pause this because this just has to be said. I missed a video chat on Facebook from Anthony's Monkeys for Adoption and Rehoming.
God darn it.
What the fuck? I should have answered. We could have gone.
Is that on silent?
No, but
put it on goddamn silent. Jesus, did you not learn the first time?
So what I do, while everybody's dancing and have a good time, I jump behind the bar and I'm like, listen, you pour the drinks, I'll crack the beers, and I'm joking and having fun, handing out beers to people, trying to just serve
the mood light
and keep it fun and light, right? So my daughter got married last year, 2 years ago now. 2 years. Yeah, 2 years ago now. And, I was doing kind of the same thing at her wedding. I'm jumping around, grabbing people drinks. I'm doing things and joking with people and having fun to try to lighten the mood or keep it exciting.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
I will say that when you say it that way, that is kind of where I love to be behind the bar, making sure people are having fun, serving drinks, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Yes. So instead of going to
love that
for her rehearsal dinner, instead of going to I said, hey man, let's just get ribs, steak, we'll have it in the backyard. And I was grilling all night, passing out beers. I worked.
You were the life of the party.
You were the hustle. You were the service.
And I'm exhausted at the end, but it's so fun.
It really is.
That people, are like, oh God, I remember that party. Right.
It's so fulfilling to see everybody have a great time talking.
Yep.
And the end result smooth.
And the end, and everybody walks away and goes, man, that was a great party. You go, Then I had a great party.
Then the event was a success.
My party was great because you had a great time.
Exactly.
And that's to your point.
And that's why people show up for your events, because you're hustling all the time. You're having fun. You're joking. You're moving.
I'm still going to have a drink, but I'm going to move around. I'm going to be like, hey, you need one? All right, I'll grab you one. And then it may take me 3 minutes because I get stopped by 7 other people.
Yep.
But by the time I get back to you, you're going to be like, holy shit, I can't believe you brought me a drink.
Exactly.
Hell yeah, man. I'm taking care of you.
Yep.
Making you feel like a king.
And that's what gets people there.
And makes them come back over and over and over again. Yes. Oh, I love that. Okay.
Did I have mentioned that we're bringing the buzz back?
Yeah. Nice. Love it.
Plug after plug after plug, not just about once.
Okay, well, I'm going to make a plug.
Steph's event with all the trivia questions was fun. I like the unique things, Derek.
Oh, yeah, that was a blast.
Cool.
That was a lot of fun. Steph knows how to throw
she does.
An event with fun games that are new, right? Or different that you don't normally play, right? Or a spin on a game that you don't normally play.
Right.
Love going to her.
So you have to know your crowd, though, right? So
that's true.
So at Aegis Solutions Group, Brian one day closed the whole shop and did a scavenger hunt all over McHenry, right? Now, I hate riddles and puzzles. Absolutely hate it.
Really?
Yes. And so
I don't picture you as I hate those.
I picture him as just hyper.
I like loving them and can't wait to dive in.
I'm gonna win.
Yeah,
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win, but I cheated the shit out of it because
I pictured you as somebody that would love to dive into a riddle and try and solve.
I hate him.
The world's mysteries.
I absolutely hate him.
Wow.
Alice loves them. Alice loves them. She'll do the puzzles. She'll do those things.
Interesting.
Give me trivia. We're good all night. But
trivia.
If I've got to try to brain something out,
solve it. Yeah,
I'm no good at it, and I don't have the patience. My ADHD is like, all right, I read this 3 times. I don't get it. Where's the fucking answer? I'm just gonna go to the bar. When you get this done, let me know.
Y'all need a beer? I'll be right back. I hope it's solved when I get back.
And so unfortunately, with this company, nobody knows McHenry like I do. So I was able to cheat and go out of, I could get 6 instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go get 1, and because I kind of knew
where things were relatively
right. So I cheated tremendously on it. But again,
does any of your employees or coworkers or whatnots from Aegis, do they listen to this show?
Oh yeah, no, Brian. I told Brian that, and we laugh about it because I cheated and then Emma and I are getting in a fight at the bar afterwards because it's like, you cheated, I didn't cheat. I'm everything like the clue or the answer on the clue. You lost so many points if you had to open up the envelope.
Right.
So I literally had a staple remover
and stapled it back shut.
Fucking solid.
Through the same staple holes?
Same staple holes, bro. And they're like, there's no way. I'm like, hey, I don't know what you're talking about, guys. I don't know. I don't know. Why? How would I get it in the state?
Yeah. Okay. What's the absolute? And I'm looking at you, Robert, for this question. What is the absolute worst part of cleaning up an event?
Well, luckily for me, I don't sponsor the shitters.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Employees, but that's not the worst part. I was thinking more of like your birthday.
Oh. Yeah, fuck you. So this year, I'm like, one. So
go back to the beginning.
Yeah, 2 years ago. I mean, you might not know this, but I've got a bit of a tick with OCD. And
he's got an extreme OCD problem where everything in his house is so meticulously, perfectly cleaned and dust-free. It's beautiful. It's in its own place, including the Virginia blocks on the mantle.
Yeah,
it looks like it should say family. Yeah, but I let my daughter pick it up. It says or pick it out.
Yeah, and it doesn't say Virginia.
So Kelsey had one of those little like poppers, right? When they sang "Happy Birthday" to me. Well, I'm like, oh, you bitch.
Right.
Sorry if you're listening.
She knew what you were gonna say. we all were standing there and we brought him like these cupcakes or whatever
Yeah.
they were. And we're all singing happy birthday. And Kelsey's standing in front of him and pulls this little, the little ones you get from like the dollar store or 7-Eleven goes, "Pacoo," and this little thing of like streamers kind of, "Pachoo," and then all falls down. And he goes, looks at her and goes, "You mother," with his eyes, right? "You motherfucker." And right then,
This motherfucker's behind me.
and I blew off a giant confetti can.
And it's on video, Kent. I turned around, and when I realized I was on video, I tried to stop. I turned around and started screaming in his face.
He turned around. He didn't scream in my face. He turned around and he goes, "Who's going to fucking clean this up?"
So then I do a shot, go down to my garage, calming down a little bit. I come up, and I think Joe's picking. I'm like, oh.
I'm scraping it all
I'm like,
together.
He's cleaning it up, and he does
into
this.
this big pile. I'm getting it all into this big pile, and I grab 2 giant handfuls, and I just walk around the house going, "Foo-foo." A little bit here. I just let one finger out.
Sprinkling a little stardust.
Foo-foo.
For months. Kent. I found this shit. I mean, they put it in all my drawers, in my dresser, my bedroom, my washing machine, my dryer, all my little lamps, every little thing had. But anyway, we're going back to that again.
So that was last year.
So then this year, I'm thinking, okay, it's going to happen again.
He didn't learn, so he threw another party at his house.
And so I go outside. I'm like, oh, nobody's doing it. So I go outside. I bought one now. And I just do it to Joe outside, thinking everything's safe. Well, Joe took one, took it apart, and gave everybody baggies of confetti. So instead of blowing it up, it was just.
Wait, no, we sang happy birthday, and then he thought that we were going to pull it and blow it off, right? And so he grabbed it out of our hand, ripped it away, and cranked it, and it didn't do anything. It just goes, wow. And there was nothing. And he kind of, his face was like, huh.
There was a second disappointment in like 3 seconds because everybody's telling me how they're going to shove the cake in my face after they're done singing. So what do? Everybody's behind me. I'm just like, fuck it. Boom. Slam my own face in the cake. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. This cake was like a fucking brick, Kent. Like literally my nose going in.
It was fondant. It looked like a dick.
It looked like a dick
with his nose and his chin.
So it was an epic fail on my end.
Oh, again, on all parts, because then he grabbed the confetti can and tried to blow it off. There was no confetti in it because I took it all out.
Awesome.
And everybody was spreading it around his house already. Oh,
that's the entertainment side of things.
It was everywhere.
But and it still is.
You have no idea.
I moved out.
I burned the house down.
It was in his car. They put it in his car.
So to answer your question on different events, I realized we were getting to the whole confetti thing. The worst part is the cleanup.
To be honest,
and I'm gonna tell you why. Because everybody, I know. I thought we were not going to have enough time or not have enough to discuss to get through the hour.
We will,
but
don't worry, we will.
It has flown.
It has. So everybody wants to work the beer tent. Everybody wants to be at the events. Everybody wants the free concert. Everybody wants to work the beer tent from 3 to 7 so they can see the show from 7 to 10, which I get. So cleanup is the worst, just because it's hard and because nobody, the show's over. Who wants to volunteer at that point? Everybody's, had their fun. Yeah.
Well, and that's where, if you are the person that steps up and says, I'll do certain parts of cleanup in the beginning right away, then that takes a load off of anybody planning it because they're like, oh my God, I don't have to plan on begging people at the end of the night to stick around.
It's not even
try to help.
Let's just take the music fest. It ended on Saturday. Sunday, I spent 9 hours there cleaning. And it was one of those things.
All volunteer.
Yeah. And it was, the show was over. But, people don't think about all these banners, all the signs on the fences, every little thing that is in that park has to go somewhere.
All the bags of drugs that are all over the ground.
Yes. I mean, those.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Sorry, allegedly. You're right. Yeah.
I still got them.
Allegedly. I know. I found it.
Alleged.
Interesting.
So, and I'm the guy who gives a lot of energy during it, as we already kind of discussed. So at the end, I'm like,
you're tapped.
But I'm done. I look at my house. We kind of have a rule, if you cook or whatever, the people who didn't cook clean.
Right.
Totally.
Right.
Totally.
But if I'm throwing like a banger, right, Alice is like, this is you. Right. So at my house, you spend the next 2 hours or whatever cleaning because you certainly don't want to do it the next day.
No.
We do the block party.
Yeah.
And we
in
get
the sack.
Yeah. And we get 75 to 80 people that show up to our block party. And the end of the night, there are so many tables, Cheetos, right?
Yeah.
Everything. We have bounce castles that we got to break down, right? And you're right. I don't want to do it the next day. Now, few of our neighbors will get up the next day first thing, and they'll just come right over and just start cleaning up, right? Old, all the plastic poppers,
yeah,
right? All that jazz. Everybody just takes it. But for me, I don't know. Once the party's done, I like to just chill. I want my time to relax. So to walk around and pick some shit up, not a big deal to me. I don't mind doing that.
Right.
Walking around picking a few things up is different than cleaning up 10,000 empty beer cups from the night before.
If I had a machine
on
I could
7
drive
acres.
around,
yeah.
If I had a little garden raker and I could drive around raking it and all into a pile, it's different if you got some mechanics to work it. But yeah, I agree. Question for you, both of you: if you had unlimited money, resources, whatever, what kind of a banger would you throw? What's your ultimate banger? Yeah, that's a good question, right?
So mine is like a bonfire. I mean,
bonfire banger,
more chill.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And you're gonna have some live music. You know what I mean. Get a couple local bands or whatever. Couple of kegs down by the river, whatever the case may be. Where it's not indoors, right? Yeah. I'm gonna have it outside so people don't put confetti in my drawers.
And I'll have to agree with him. I mean, 20 years ago, it'd be let's go to Miami and buy pounds of cocaine and throw them on the table type of thing.
Right.
But now it's just more relaxed and just kick back, and that's
I want the cocaine in the sand.
Good atmosphere.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, to me, and that goes. There's no end time either.
Right.
It's just you just go.
Yep.
And if it lasts, if it lasts 2 days, just let it ride for 2 days, and just have fun with it.
I'm kind of the same.
Banger
on the beach.
Extravagance is overrated.
It is.
It's there's no point in spending a fuck ton of money. Shit that only you're like, oh, remember when I spent all that money? It's more about the atmosphere and the camaraderie that you create.
Love that. We need to clearly the three of us.
Well, you do it every year. You have a man trip.
You have a man,
right?
Yes, I do.
I do the same thing.
Correct.
We have man camp.
Mine is not always to a camp like yours.
No, right.
We've done a couple of camp.
You do adventure
trips, but we do some adventure and golf.
Yeah.
This one's gonna be Kentucky bourbon. Ooh, I'm excited about that.
When's that?
Yeah.
You can only get the Kentucky bourbon in the dry counties. It's weird. I don't understand. That's true. but to me, when again, man camp, we started talking about it at man camp,
right?
For this year.
The next year, exactly. Yep. We do the same thing.
And then in January, I touched base with a couple of the guys. I'm trying to give more away to people, right? Because I'm busy and doing things. To say, hey, you figure this out this time. You figure this out. You figure this out. You figure this out. And let's talk next month and see where we're at.
We have roles.
That's nice.
We've made laws on who's in charge and how they're in charge and why they're in charge.
And you got a spreadsheet.
And we have spreadsheets.
He does.
I do. Hey, when you're working with potentially, 16 people, right, and you want everybody to pitch in and not like nobody to just slack off. It matters.
I could picture Joe pulling up to the campground with like a PowerPoint. Bring out the slide projector.
Nah. I'm less millennial than I am anything else. So I'm gonna pull up and be like, all right, motherfuckers, can you see this? Hey,
here's my spreadsheet.
Can you see this? Here's my spreadsheet. Yep, right there. Oh, sorry, you can't see through the privacy screen? My bad.
Julius, I need you to get over there and do that.
Get in front of my screen.
Yeah.
I'm kind of right along the lines with y'all. I would absolutely go cabin on the lake. Let everybody just line cabins.
Yep.
Own a whole lake. Get a bunch of boats.
Yep.
See, that's to me where we're talking. Like if I had unlimited resources, bunch of pontoons, ski boats, fishing boats, all the cabins out, and we get the whole lake to ourselves.
Lake Kentucky.
In Michigan.
Oh, up there in Michigan.
Yeah. Why not?
Right around
Miss Michigan.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I would. That is the banger. I mean, if I had all time resources,
I could do anything.
And tell people like, just come.
Yep.
I got you.
There's a lodge that's centrally located among all the cabins.
But don't F it up, right? I mean, we're gonna have fun, but you burn that cabin down, it's on you.
No, I have unlimited resources. I don't care. Burn the cabin down.
Redneck yacht club.
We're gonna have.
Yeah.
It took me a second to think of that song. Yeah.
Yes, exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah. No, burn the cabin down. I have unlimited resources. We'll build another one. God damn it.
I know.
James Underwood. What would you do? You're out there watching. What unlimited resources? What kind of banger would you do? Goosehead guy.
Oh, he'd do a banger without insurance. He's like, we're going nuts. We're not going to have
liability, schmiability.
We're not having event coverage. All right. What did you learn?
What I learned when we set this up was I was thinking, because Rob was your like mega event coordinating. But really, and I was like, I don't really have too much experience, guys, with this.
You said that to me.
Right. And I said, I'll have more questions. But then I'm like, wait, I've thrown a lot of events.
You've thrown some bangers.
Yeah. So it's good because what I learned is I am an event coordinator, because I'm like, no, I'm the guy who waits till the last second. Let's just rip it. Right. But
that's your
at some point you're throwing it together,
right.
and you're making sure that it goes off without
coordinating
edge.
And
correct.
And the coordination part for me, what I learned today, really comes during the event.
Yes.
During the
as the MC.
As the MC, as
you make sure it flows.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when I'm just volunteering as, a security guy, every 2 minutes I'm praying that, nothing happens, because I'm like, what am I going to do?
I want fucking.
That's why we put you by the gate. You can just slide behind it and shut it.
That's right. Look out every time. But the truth is, the coordinating, I don't think ever stops until the event's done, and then you start for the next one. So it's cool.
Yeah, if you're banging out event after event after event, yeah, sure, exactly. You're done with one, and you may not even be done with that one. You may not even have done that event, and you're already starting the planning for the next event.
I'll give you an idea. We just had our gala. What was it, 24th of January?
Yeah.
Yep.
We have a meeting on Monday to discuss the theme for next year already.
Yeah.
So it's a full
just
year.
a month away. Yeah.
And the only reason we have that gap between the event and then what we're going to pick is because we all have to think. It gives us a month to think about what would be
Exhale
good.
And go.
Right.
Let's get our creative juices flowing.
What'd you learn?
Asthma.
What ASMR is. I mean, that's number one. I learned that from now on, I'm having my birthday parties at your house because your neighbors clean up after our buffer.
The sack.
And
having it at the sack.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Mike Becker.
That's it. That's it. As always, I learn a little more about you guys every time, which
I love that.
is always entertaining.
I love that. I
fun.
can't believe that you didn't know what ASMR was. I learned that for sure. I probably should say something more along the lines of like the actual event planning. And I feel like I did learn something, but I don't remember now what it was. But which means it wasn't probably that important. I learned that both of you, or you didn't know what word was it that I used?
Precipice. Was it
precipice?
Precipice, yes.
You both were taken back by precipice.
Yeah, that's still in there.
Gregarious and precipice. I mean, clearly, y'all need to learn some more of the English.
I'm still thinking teeter totter.
Is it one word or two words, right? Is it teeter and then it totters, or is it teeter totter?
Hey, precipice is one word. I can't spell it, but I can say it.
Are you pushing something? Like I'm gonna press a piss?
Yes.
Like when you push your kidney.
I would love for you.
Precipice.
That's a precipice.
Yes. Sometimes when I undo my belt, it's a release a piss.
All
right, we're done with this show. Clearly,
that's it.
Wait, Robert, where are you from?
Well, I was born in Buffalo, New York, but then
your company,
Above Par Construction.
And how do people get a hold of you?
AboveParConstruction.com or text 224-423-6941.
Say it one more time because you say it fast.
I'll precipitously say it then. 224-423-6941.
Thanks, Steph.
That was so hot.
That's it.
All right.
Listen, if you have missed an episode, if you want to catch an old episode, if you were a guest on an old, hey, go out to Spotify and just search In the Know with Steph and Joe. And their podcast episodes are out there. It's on Apple Music. It's on Spotify. It's on Google Podcasts. There are killing it out there. One of the best podcasts and shows that you'll ever want to listen to. If you're going to get on the treadmill, why not listen to In the Know with Steph and Joe? And I think we got 2 to 3 years worth of episodes out there, which is 3 years, which is fantastic. So go back and get the early days or get this one. It will be dropping into Spotify. Today is Friday. It will drop on Wednesday to Spotify. And the reason it drops on Wednesday is that is the most searched day for new podcasts. So we'll drop them on Wednesday.
Love that. Joe Turner, Restoration One. Don't forget Steph's books. Bookkeeping. I should say it the right way.
Yeah, Steph's bookkeeping.
Joe Turner, Restoration One. That's about all we got here.
Yep. Hey, we'll next week, of course, we've got a best of, and then we're back on. It must be
7th.
The 7th. Yeah. So the
7th.
We'll be back live. But every Friday at 3 right here on 216 Creator Studios at 3 on Fridays. You always find out there on Facebook at In the Know with Steph and Joe or 216 that In the Know is there's something every week at 3 on Friday.
Just listen to us.
That's it.
We're cool.
We have good ASMR.
Great ASMR. For all of us here at 216 Creator Studios, enjoy the weekend, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks.
Peace.